blue notes, that's a mobby pass. More chops than karate class. I can hear the blues when the shotty blast. The whole block blowing horns, that's that Jackson jazz. Swinging blue notes, that's a mobby pass. More chops than karate class. I can hear the blues when the shotty blast. The whole block blowing horns, that's that Jackson jazz.
I told you guys, man, we coming with it, man. We nonstop. What's going on? This is VI. And
this is Factorz
TV. We back at it with episode 10, man. How you feeling, big dog?
I'm feeling good, man. Episode 10, keeping it going. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. Gearing up for a busy month. You know, it's a Pisces season. You know how we do it. So, gearing up
beautiful
for
people born, you know, between February and March, man. Beautiful people, man.
Beautiful spirits, man. Beautiful souls, man. So, I've been gearing up for that. Back in the swing of school. Break's over. So, back in school. Just, you know, gearing up for this springtime and this summer run, man. You know how we do it. How you feeling? What you been up to?
I'm good, man. I commend you on going back to school because I can't find it in me to go back to school right now. It's the last thing I want to do, so, you know, that's dope.
No, I appreciate it. It's definitely tough, especially us, you know, going through school, doing college right after high school, and then, you know, not completing it for many different reasons, but nonetheless, you know, going back was something that I want to do, not just for myself, but for my daughters. So I appreciate that because it's been tough, man. Like, past almost 2 years being back in school, man, on your own, in front of a computer, I had to push myself on days I thought I couldn't.
Man, you're killing it, because not this guy.
I appreciate that, man. Well, man, it's the 10th episode, man. We've been doing this, man. It's been going smooth, man. You know, I'm talking about how you feeling, man. What we talking about today?
Feeling good. Today we're going to speak on, well, I want to kick off a little bit of Black History. We're still in Black History Month. Don't get it twisted.
Shout it out, man.
And we can't be, you know, subjected to 1 month. But now I wanted to speak on Seattle's first mayor, Norm Rice. That's a little bit of
first black mayor.
First black mayor.
Yeah.
Norm Rice. He served 2 terms, I believe 93 and 97. Born 1943 in Denver, Colorado. Graduated at University of Washington. He was our first black mayor. And like, that's a little bit of Black history, because a lot of people ask, have we had anybody in office who was black, anybody running, any city council, and, you know, any official members, if we had black people ever run. And yeah, Norm Rice was the first. Was he the last? Was he the last?
Well, now we got Bruce Harrell. So shout out Bruce Harrell, man, Central District's own, man. So he's in office now for mayor. So
yeah, Bruce, man, we need turf at Junkins, man. We need turf at Junkins, man.
Help the kids out, Bruce, man. Save the babies.
I know it costs, but, man, everywhere else has nice, you know, play fields and, you know, amenities for the community. We need that as well. So look into, you know, maybe some stands, you know, a little bit of turf for us, you know. But, you know, I just want to speak on Norm Rice being the first black, you know, mayor, because it's Black History Month in Seattle.
Man, well, Seattle, man, has a lot of black history, and people don't realize that because of the climate now and because of gentrification. But there's a lot of black history here when it comes to not only just being placed here or settling here, but also with, like, having the first African church in the U.S. And right in the CD. I don't want to hack the name. I'm not going to make anything up. Right off of 25th and Norman, there is a church that is the first African church. I believe it's an Ethiopian church in the United States, like, period. So that's a major history within itself. A very important person passed away a few years ago, and they had one of the most amazing funerals right there in front of that church.
I remember that procession was crazy.
Yeah, so Seattle has a lot of black history, and we just got to dig in to see it and learn what it is, because it will not tell us that just to make sure the history that's up to par with today's climate. You know what I'm saying?
No, I tell people a lot. Seattle was the first Atlanta, and what I mean by that is our elders came here for opportunity. My grandma came here for the Boeing's Women Initiative.
Yeah.
My great aunt was one of the first iron workers here, female iron workers here, black female iron workers. So our, you know, everybody was scattered about. If you ask anybody, their family's from Oakland. Friends from Oklahoma, from Georgia, from Louisiana. So Seattle's black history is rich. It's just been widespread because of gentrification, people moving, people leaving, and ultimately people not wanting to keep the history relevant. You know, so it's up to us to keep speaking on it.
Yeah, it's up to us to do it. It's for us, by us, like FUBU, man. Just to jump into it, man, the first title for the first section is hilarious, man. I know that you want to talk about this, so I'm just gonna say the title and I'm gonna pass it on to you. The Falcon Slap heard across America. Talk about that.
Juwan Howard just recently, and I wouldn't call it a slap, but it was a much to the face.
Was he in the Fat Five? I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
Fat
yeah.
Five Juwan. You know what I'm talking about?
And I was gonna say he ain't been that mad since Weber called that invisible timeout that wasn't there. But no, I guess the coach called a timeout at the end of the game about 15 seconds in, and also some things were said, I guess. But a lot of people, and Juwan Howard was fined and suspended for 5 games, which is the rest of the season. It's only 5 games left. But a lot of people aren't realizing he's a black coach in a world that wasn't meant for him. And if you notice, if you look at the video, he was trying to walk past the coach. Yeah. And the coach, first of all, stopped him, put hands on his chest, then he grabbed him. And words were exchanged, and next thing you know, and he didn't even really slap him, but he was just letting you know, like, I will,
back up off me. No, seriously, I watched that video, and you can see, I read body gestures and movements, and you can, etiquette of a basketball, football game, if you're beating us by a lot, man, what are you calling timeout for to extend your time? Or what are you taking the last shot for? It's a lot of etiquette that goes into sports, you know, that we feel like it's morals in it that you should follow if you're winning by a lot. And so this is a case where the other team was winning. Juwan Howard, he's not tripping. Game's over. He's just going to go on about his day. He's walking to shake hands with the other team as you do after a win or a loss of a game, and he's walking past, and the coach of the opposing team that called the timeout tries to stop him with like a chest bump. Hey, hold on, I'm trying to talk to you, and tries to like center him, like, look at me, I'm trying to talk to you, I'm trying to tell you what happened. No, we ain't got time to do that. First off, another boy, I'm not your son. And second off, this game's over. We ain't got nothing to talk about until cooler heads prevail. There's been a lot of times in history where reporters go to an athlete right after a game or right after a big moment.
Richard Sherman.
Try to ask him questions. And what do you think's gonna happen? F this, bomb that, I'm the brother. What do you think is going to happen? And so people don't realize in certain games and certain times the energy and the adrenaline is rushing. And so, you know, you're trying to approach somebody you just kind of like said F you and dissed you as far as coaching and strategy and morals go with the game. So I don't feel he was wrong for what he did. It's where he was at. There's a time and place for everything, and he was just on camera.
My man was on the main stage.
Oh, man, they had him on.
Hey, Meezies. But the funniest part was, if you rewatch the video, one of his players tapped up somebody on the other team twice, and he took off running. He said, psh.
Yeah, because they tried to walk up behind him like they was going to come do something, and one of the players just said, hold up, man.
Skibbity paps for everybody.
These little skibbity paps, get up out of here, big dog. Go ahead and take care of yourself.
Nah, but yeah, I don't feel like he did anything wrong. I don't at all. Like we're we're grown men. If I don't want to talk, you can't force me to talk. You know, Howard's got to be 40, 50 years old. What are you doing stopping me, putting your hands on me? Like, leave me alone. So I think that white man won't stop nobody else like that.
Oh, no, he's going to think about it, especially in a time like that, because only thing I can give that dude is, because I've been there in a situation where you might have made a mistake or something might have happened and you're trying to explain it, that's the only thing I can give him, is that if he really wants to show face or say, hey, I didn't mean this, that's the time to do it, but at the same time, it's not, because this guy's feeling a certain way. So it's just a whole approach of him after calling a timeout. We know damn well if you're up by 15-10, if you're up at all, and you're calling a timeout with 15 seconds left, and like you said, suspended for 5 games, meaning the season is almost over anyway, why are you doing this? So it's a lot that we can say, but also it's a lot in the background that we don't know about in the tempers and, you know, the words that was exchanged.
That's also white privilege, man. What made you think you could go to that man and say, hey, you know, stop talking
to me?
Stop
and talk to me, man. What do you expect? I just disrespected you and your team, man, but stop and listen to me. Look at me in the eyes, boy.
Exactly. That's also like Danny Lay's brother. Like, you told this man it was on site when you see him, and you seen the baby at the bowling alley and thought you was going to have a talk.
Oh, you talking about the fight with the baby
Skibbity
and his child's mother's brother.
More skibbity paps for everybody.
This guy's pushing the issue. You see him out having the ball, and you run up on him like, yeah, fair fight.
Mink, mink, mink. And all the girls is like, somebody's pulling his hair. I was like, see, women don't understand. There's no code.
There's no fair fight.
No holds barred.
If you see me in a fight, I'm going for the
I will rip a man's nuts off before you beat me up in front of my family.
Before you beat me in front of my family, I'm going to gouge your eyes out.
He grabbed his balls, yeah.
And he won. I won, too.
Went home with
bet you that guy will run up on me again.
went home the victor. I bet you I went home the victor, bro.
Top shelf victories, ain't it?
Nah.
Yeah, so it's not a fair fight, guys. You got to realize that in this world. It's not a boxing match. It's not a boxing ring. You're not going to get a, hold on, man, or a, man, square up. No, as soon as it's a threat or something, it's
That's what people got asked about that CD kick, boy. You think you about to get his hands broken shins for everybody. But nah, staying on the subject of basketball, this past weekend was the AllStar Weekend.
oh man, we did it last year. We missed it this year, but it was in Cleveland.
Yeah, who's going to Cleveland for the
going to
AllStar
Cleveland,
Weekend?
man?
Not this guy.
We was in
but
Atlanta last year.
We're in
living it
Atlanta
up.
going crazy.
Shout out all my singles mothers in the strip clubs on AllStar Weekend.
Oh
You guys deserve the
Jesus!
world.
Shout out to Baby Boy. First time being an All-Star. He wouldn't represented well. I think he had like 17, 5 and 5. Even though it's not a game really for stats, but just him being there and him and Zach, Seattle
Zach
kids.
LaVine, man, and they held it down because you could see that they really were. It's the difference between making it and then
Just
people
being
there
there.
recognizing you doing things. Like you could see they were actually like meant to be a part of that. They fit in very well, man. They look like all stars as they are.
Yeah, nah. So, shout out to Baby Boy, man. He represented well for us, for himself. The Spurs got a real winner. He's young.
He's the leader of in Spurs history of the triple double, right?
Triple doubles. He had
Most
15
triple doubles
or
in Spurs
16,
history.
over David Robinson. So he's breaking records. He's holding down for Seattle basketball. He's holding down for the Spurs. They got them a gym. He's only 6 years in, so the future's bright. But other than that, it looked like a star-studded event as far as celebrity goes. But that dunk contest was terrible.
Luster, listen, that dunk contest was sorry, and I'll take my time. I'll review stuff. Even if I watch it in person, I'll go back and watch it on video, whatever. I'm different, but I'm smoking my good tree, man, enjoying myself. I say, you know what? Let me catch a recap of this dunk contest. Let me see what they did for the country, man, and keep us entertained during tough times. Them boys, horrible. Trash compactor. I could have really went out there and did some layups that was better than the dunks they was doing.
Ass-tastic.
No, listen, man. I wanted to talk more about it, but it's really nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
It's sad. It really is sad.
Like,
We have
I could literally go watch Garfield and Beach high school boys play.
We were watching that.
Yeah, we watched it, but I'm saying that time I could go to a high school game here in Seattle and get better moves and plays
Way
than
more
what was
energy.
out there, man. Seriously, it was terrible. So dunk contest, maybe the thing I saw back in the day, they used to have other athletes from other sports participate. So back in the day, I think in the 90s, it was Ken Griffey, it was Chris Carson, it was Michael Irvin. They was in the dunk contest, and they did better dunks than them fools did the other day. So maybe they just have implement that back into
it, yeah.
Because that was terrible.
Because
man.
All-Star Weekend looked great. Everybody looked fine, man. I seen MJ over there hugging on Mary J. Blige, slapping cheeks. Shout out MJ.
MJ wasn't playing with TT, boy. He said, "Bring that here, boy."
Monet and said, "Monet, I'm feel sorry about your son. Come here, girl.
I'm about to draft him.
Girl, you need anything?" Nah, but the All-Star Weekend looked lit. It really did. Besides the dunk contest. As far as like the game goes, game was great. LeBron hit a game winner, man, last minute shot.
Curry had 16 threes. I don't care if it's All-Star. That's my arm be tired.
Nah, hella tired.
16 threes.
LeBron he's 5-0 in All-Star, so he's feeling like Mayweather. He has a quote where he's in the locker room. He's like, man, I feel like Mayweather, man, 5-0 in the All-Star. And, it might not mean nothing to us because it's an exhibition game kind of, for them guys to show their talents and, for the kids to see, make the people feel involved for voting for them. But at the end of the day, these guys all think it's something special because this was their dream. So, we look at it like, it's just an All-Star game. We want to go for the environment, and these guys are really enjoying it. So I still want to say shout out to everybody who's a part of the All-Star Weekend. Hopefully you guys get the dunk contest together because I'm telling you that it's not worth saying anybody's name that was in it.
And then times are messed up.
Green, everybody that was in it, you guys.
Cat won the damn three-point contest, a big man. So times are messed up right now. Like a big man won the three-point contest.
Anthony Carl Towns? Is
Yeah.
He did win it, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, man.
And they showed him before the game getting some pointers from Curry. So, that's hilarious. But, it looked like a good weekend. Besides the dunk contest, good seeing people from Seattle there to represent.
Yeah.
Other than that, they need to work on it.
Yeah,
And
definitely
Cleveland
need to work on
is
it.
not a destination nobody's trying to go. No knock to Cleveland, but, just like last year we were in ATL for it, and it was nonstop action. I can't imagine it being in Cleveland. East 99 is where you find me. I don't know if there's anything going down out there.
Smoking head in the middle of the barn. But anyway, man. So to the next topic, man. They Netflix just dropped a special with Kanye.
Jeen Yus.
Jeen Yus. And it's a special that's been recorded years ago, a long time ago, even before Kanye got in his car accident. This is a guy named Cootie, who is a director and a videographer, photographer. He's been behind the camera his whole life. He was a comedian. But he followed Kanye around as his friend, somebody he's working with to kind of showcase his work ethic to get through the industry and become not only just a producer, but an artist all around. And so this footage is really from, I'll say, early 2000s, no later. It's early 2000 footage, and it shows Kanye, you know, as a producer, you know, in a group at a point in time, and then becoming a solo artist and the work he did to become an artist because people only recognize him as a producer. And so it shows the intimate side of his career and the less hectic side. And what I really liked about the documentary, because it's just the first part, it's many parts to it, I really liked the relationship with his mom. I've always known that his mom was a big part of his life, but that part of the documentary where it was him and his mom talking in the kitchen and she's saying, you do this like Jordan, this is you. She's reciting his rap lyrics, and that was just so beautiful to see a black woman love her black son. And that gives not only you have the confidence to be anything you want to be, but it shows that you pass that through. Whatever you give your kids is what you get back as a parent. So you give them love, you give them support, you get that back. That it made me so, not emotional, but it had me like tight, because that's something that's like sought after for a lot of black people that's my age or younger.
Especially young black men. I saw a post that said, you know, it was inspiring to see Kanye's mom recite his lines with him. My mom told me go get a job. You know, it's like different people got different experiences, and that post had me rolling. But that documentary made me say that the world created the monster they call Kanye. His mom gave him all the confidence in the world, and he went out to the world and then tried to hold him back. And they tried to hold him back by trying to keep him boxed in this category as a producer. He went in, like I tell people all day, now you can get on social media and post, and you can get seen. Back in the day, you had to send CDs. You had to go and see A&Rs in buildings. There was a thick
you had
book.
to buy
you had to spend $300, $500 on a book.
You had to buy a black
that
book.
had addresses of all the record labels and A&Rs. So the work he put in and them telling him no, 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 created the monster. So now when you make yourself, you know who you are. You don't have to be anybody but yourself. They call it arrogance, but he worked really hard. They shut him down. They turned him down. And then he lost his mom. The only person he really felt probably had his back. So I feel like everybody else created the monster we call Kanye. You know, people look at him a certain way, but you know, look how like they basically turned their heads when he was playing his music. Like, oh man, hey man, that's cool, but I need a beat. You know, come on, man. You know,
there's so many people that pass up on
Yeah.
I heard beats that were done by other people that were passed up by the people they were meant for or intended for. You can also see that Kanye was, you know, he was loving being a producer and reaching these people, but you can see that he was like, hey, I got more than this. I'm an artist, man. I write, man. Here's this, here's that. And just watching this process of him getting turned down, to being like, I'm not giving up was amazing. He showed how the hatred came from his hometown. You know, he showed different things, and I really respect him for it, and Cootie, the
sick.
videographer and the director, because it takes a lot for you to believe in somebody to give up your he was a comedian on BET, you know, did stand-up and all that. So you give up your career, not just as a comedian doing stand-up or a writer, but also as a videographer that's available to other people, just to make sure you follow Kanye and get his journey. Like, I commend him a lot, and see what happens when you put the work in, when you show love to people that's around you. Years later, you guys are you're on top of the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? And no matter what the drama is around you, going back to that time, you would never think that you would have everything you wanted. You know what I'm saying? With losing things, but you still made it.
And that's the thing about being a trailblazer and having somebody who believes in you. Like, Cootie didn't know that Kanye was gonna be Kanye. You know, he's seen something. Like, it takes somebody who really believes in you to really see something and say, hey, I'm gonna get off my path of being a comedian, and we're gonna follow you around, and we're gonna record this because this is gonna be something amazing. He never known that Kanye would be a fashion icon, a top musician mogul. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know that. So shouts out to him, because there's people, you know, like, you need those people in your life. You need people to speak life into you, to believe in you. And he really followed him around when there was video cameras. It wasn't Zoom calls and you could reach me over here across the country. He had to get down with him and tour and follow him around. So shout out to Cootie, because that took guts to do, man. Like, seriously.
And they just dropped this only first part, like I said, as many parts. So part 2 will probably talk about that too, because it seemed like this is going to document a lot of the beginning and middle of his career before it just went crazy. So shout out Kanye, shout out Cootie, man. You guys go watch Jeen Yus on Netflix, man. Jeen Yus, man, and let me know what you feel. Tap in with me and bro and give us your feedback.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. When we get back, we're gonna talk about some more things and
Factorz TV, man. Hello.
Every student who wants to play music should have the opportunity to. Do you know any young people that are excited to start learning music or pick their instrument back up? Seattle Jazz Ed is now enrolling for spring classes. Open to youth across the area, all music programs are offered on a sliding scale, pay-what-you-can model, and free loaner instruments are available for every family. Taught by some of Seattle's finest artists, classes are designed to meet musicians where they are in skill level with options for beginner, intermediate, and advanced level. And this season, we're opening up ensembles with options for drummers, vocalists, and instrumentalists of all kinds. Registering for March classes can be done online or over the phone, and you can learn more by checking out seattlejazzed.org or calling or texting 206-324-JAZZ.
About February 14th, there was a woman discovered in a towed car. She'd been in for 9 days, and it said she had disabilities. Yeah, and seriously, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
and they don't know whether they're gonna press charges on her mom or not. I guess her mom left her there at the gas station. The car was towed.
This is a little girl?
She's not a little girl, but she's a young woman.
She's someone's
This is
daughter.
anybody, you know?
Yeah, someone's daughter.
Yeah, and she has disabilities, and I guess it was in Burien, and it was local news. It was like breaking news. And she was taken to the hospital with serious, conditions. So I hope she's all right. And if her mother needs to be brought to justice, I feel like she should be, because there's no way.
There's no way your child has a disability. You know that they have something wrong, and you leave them at the gas station in a car. Either your mom is on drugs or went missing, or she's just tired and doesn't care, not mentally able to care for you. And that happens, but she needs to notify someone, or she needs to give someone proper responsibility of her daughter. Haven't heard about that till just now, and that hurts me, because I really, I have a special place not just for children,
she was in there for
but also
9
people with
days.
disabilities. They didn't ask for none of this. They didn't ask to be here or go through these troubles, and to make life harder for them, it's just crazy. So I'm gonna pray for her, and I hope you guys do too. Anything you can do to help, we'll try to find some info. But yeah, that's sad, man.
9 days,
sad.
like
9 days.
it's. I hate being in the car for an hour. Like, you trapped in the car for 9 days with disabilities. Like, someone's got to pay for that, because that's
Someone
just
has
wrong,
to, and I hope that young lady recovers, not
police
just
are gonna get
physically.
it right now.
This guy, I hope this lady recovers physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, sending love to you. Don't know her name, but not really needed.
No, yeah, like they didn't put a name.
It's not really
at all.
needed,
No.
though. It's not really needed. Just send a
that's
prayer up
a
for her.
situation regardless.
Send a prayer up for her, man, because that situation is tough, and it's something that somebody needs to pay for real, for real. So hopefully you guys get yourself together mentally and take care of your family and your loved ones, no matter what they're going through or where they're at in life, because definitely it pays forward, and karma is real. I believe in that whole.
Karma is real. The Seattle City Council did their best to push the rent moratorium back.
Nigga, help
but it
me.
failed. So everybody who was like, I ain't got to pay rent, I hope you got a plan, because they kicking fools out.
I hope you were stacking that cheddar.
Stacking that EDD, PPP, stacking something. Because they're coming, man. Like, it's fun. Obviously, to me, the government did what they were supposed to do the whole time during the pandemic. They should have been helping people, aiding people, services, programs, stimulus checks. They should have been doing that. But also, it's up to the people to also be responsible with everything going on. And there were some people who really was in dire need, who really couldn't make this happen.
Really needed help, yeah.
And then there were some people who were just like, man, I ain't about to pay. You ain't got to pay. So now, they lifting it up, and it's like, so many people are gonna be displaced.
SOL.
SOL.
And it's sad because a lot of people took advantage of it. Like you said, there are people who really did need the help. A lot of people who really did need the assistance from the state. And, that's admirable. You were going through a hard time. That's what the government's supposed to be for the people, even though most times it ain't. But in that case, yes. But a lot of people who abuse it, but not even abuse it, they didn't even use it the right way. Just not deciding to work or deciding just to not pay because you're working and want to save your money or spend your money on other things. That's great. You're going to do whatever you want to do with your life. But right now, like we thought it was going to last a little longer, they're lifting everything up. The mask mandates lifted on the 1st of March, and now they're lifting the rent, the assistance, King County assistance living or rent thing.
Oh, man, they cut that off so long ago, man. It's messed up, because I was enjoying a little bit of that. but I'm not going to lie. Like, even during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay my rent either. I'm going to save some money. And I'm like, yeah, no.
They're going to come get you.
Hey, do you got that $12,000?
Hey, Negro, how you doing today?
No, I do not.
Right on time.
They put the kids in the bus and
Car issues? Right on time. Pay this rent.
Nah, yeah. So I hope everybody has something figured out. I hope you can get the resources. I know they still have rental system programs going on through King County and Pierce County. So if you can, try to apply for those if you need to. But yeah, that program's done. They're lifting it, and you got to figure something out. So
there are some resources that the city's going to start. They're starting new programs, so we'll also look for them resources and links, but they haven't started yet, but they've been announcing new programs to not fully cover rent or mortgage, but to also assist and help with, if not rent, mortgage, maybe car and credit card bills. So we're going to try to find the links, but make sure you stay in touch with the news or Converge Media, because I'm pretty sure resources and tips will be given. So, but onto more news, there's a case out in Houston where a young girl who was an 18-year-old sex worker, Sara Goodwin, she was found dismembered and burned. And it's been a big thing in the community down there in Houston, because this is a young lady who chose to live and work a certain lifestyle, and she has been brutally killed. And, justice needs to be, brought to whoever did it. And so they have someone they have in mind for it. And it's kind of hard to just say what someone did, but I'm praying that they do find someone to hold accountable for this, because Sara Goodwin was a young woman who made the decision to live a lifestyle and be a sex worker, and there's nothing wrong with that. She should be protected in that environment, because it is an environment that's one of the oldest industries in America. And so, Sara Goodwin, we love you. Long live you, and I hope that justice comes to whoever brought this to you, because it's very awful, and it was something that was horrible that should have never happened to someone who freely chose to live the life that they wanted to live.
And that's what I was going to say. We got to protect our women no matter what walk of life they are living. Two women, Miss USA, I believe it was, she jumped off a building, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. And her mom came out and said, because they were trying to say it was homicide, but her mom came out and said she did it herself. So you never know what she was going through. And then the other day, Miss Alabama, she jumped from a building. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's going on mentally or physically or emotionally with women, but we have to protect them. We have to uplift them. We have to hold ourselves accountable. And if you're in anybody's life, man or woman, you should support them. But it just seems like right now our women are under attack.
Under attack, and don't have a safe space to, be open and be them and ask for help, or even accept the help. So even with myself and other men that I know, people that I know, I always try to advocate to it's not about just like doing what a woman says or anything. All that's out the window. It's about being a man that's protecting a woman, that's not, if not leading, you're helping her or guiding her or making sure she has the best advice or making sure she's safe in the environment she's in, no matter if she's in the business office, no matter if it's a little girl at school or someone that's working in a strip club. Like, you have to make sure, if you're around, that a woman is feeling safe or feeling open enough to be herself within that space. So all my women out there that are in that line of work, sex working, just know that you're still thought of, you're still someone beautiful, you're still someone with a soul and a spirit, and we want you to be safe in the life and the industry you chose to be in, because it's going to be there no matter what it is. No matter if you look up or look down on it, it will be around. So sending you guys much love, man. And Sara Goodwin, we're going to light a candle for you. I'm going to light a blunt.
This guy, without a doubt. No, yeah, real talk. I want to give a shout out to a budding 25-year-old rapper out of Atlanta named Amaretta. She recently dropped a song that has the whole city of Atlanta in fits.
Now, first off, we lived in Atlanta. We got a chance to live there. Old Atlanta. There's a difference if people don't know that. There's new Atlanta and old Atlanta. We lived in the old Atlanta. Sounds good. Lived in the old Atlanta, and it was basically like Miracle, Bounce, drama, left, right.
Rashida was running the streets.
It was back then, and so people don't realize the change in the style, not just music, but fashion of Atlanta. It's still the grit, still the hustle, still the grind, but it's all different now. And so when we lived there were cities just like in Seattle. They're Kent, Renton, Tukwila, and everybody that's from these places say, I'm from Seattle. But this young lady in Atlanta is basically calling everyone else saying, you ain't from Atlanta. You from Clayco, you from
Gwinnett, Roswell.
That ain't Atlanta. And so her song went crazy in a day. It's like 800,000 views on YouTube, and it's raised a lot of questions with some rappers that are from there, Amigos and everybody. So everybody's speaking out.
Oh, everybody's in fits right now.
She did what she was supposed to do. You're supposed to cause a havoc when you come out. She did that with this song. Basically, Atlanta has been heavy for rappers and famous people coming out, and they're screaming Atlanta. But this young lady is letting you know, these guys ain't from Atlanta. So it's been real controversial on her end, and she's enjoying it. I've been reading her posts, started following her, and she's having fun with it, but she feel like me and bro feel about Seattle. Like, it's rare to be really from somewhere that's highlighted. Somewhere that people really get to see okay, this is Seattle. We're going to drive down the street. This is another city. These people you might not know, they're going to think it's Seattle, but it's not, just like with her in Atlanta. And when you rep yourself in your home so hard, it might look like hate. It might look like you're in your feelings, but I'm really from here. I'm a product of this situation and environment.
No, yeah, you know, I hate Twitter is the worst place on earth, but you know, you guys are so passionate about Seattle. You always talking about Seattle, but it's just when you're really from it. I think she has a line in that song where she says, "I had to grow through Atlanta." Like that's it. Like I'm really from Seattle. I done got chased down the street before. I done chased somebody down the street before. I caught the bus as a kid, like from downtown when it was extra grimy, you know what I'm saying? Like I really came from the city. So when you're from somewhere else and you're representing, it's like, no, because I don't remember you. You weren't there. And, you know, you have to go through what I went through.
Not at all. You couldn't even imagine what we went through as kids and the blessings we had. So it's just, I respect her and I salute her. What's her name?
It's Amaretta. I mean, that's all I type in is Amaretta.
Okay, yeah. Amaretta, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out you, man, representing the A-Town, the real inner city Grady babies. You know what I'm talking about? Even we put some on Twitter, you know, like Kent ain't Seattle, you know, all that. We remix it on Twitter, getting hate.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to be from Seattle. Like, shut
I don't think Seattle's anymore. Man, if you guys don't go bear hug a cactus, listen, if you're not from Seattle, then just be fine with not being from Seattle. But don't try to bring down people who's representing, because just like you who feel like it's not a place, there's people who love it and who are willing to move a mountain about it. So
Jasmine Sullivan just performed here, and from what it looks like, I didn't go, but you know, all the women made sure you get a free concert on Snapchat. She tore it down. And she tweeted, she was like, I'm going to retire in Seattle. And she was like, I'm dead serious. Like, I love this place. And it's just crazy how out-of-towners adore the city, and people from here are so spoiled, you know, like, oh, it's all right, it's cool, you know.
She found out NDRE lives here, too. So that's another thing. NDRE does live here. But
man, there's so many people who, Oprah bought an island here.
Whitby.
You know, yeah, you know, so many. So, you know, it's a budding place always, you know, lovely place.
But back to Amaretta, shout out to you. So salute you. Her song's called Sorry Not Sorry. So if you want to listen to it and hear about how everyone who says they're from Atlanta is not from it. And
she got grown men with their pains in the butt.
She got people upset. You know, people really, I'm from the ATL, all that. Yeah, this nigga's down there just hurting.
Butt hurt right now.
Butt hurt.
Booty pops.
But yeah, so I wanted to give a shout out to ourselves, because we have been running Mint Lounge, which is a club and a lounge down here in downtown Seattle, 1207 South Pine.
Cocky bastard. You give a shout out to
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, because we need people to support Seattle. You know, there's a place that has black people. We can build our own environments, create our own themes, and have fun the way we want to have fun. Your support means everything. We're there every Friday. We just teamed up with Rich Bag members, RBM, for our birthday party on March 5th, which is a Saturday. So, you know, you got time to come check us out and come hang out with us, man. This is black business.
We got Rich Fontaine coming in town. It's going to be a good event. Our Pisces party, this is like our umpteenth annual Pisces party where we go crazy.
It's going down.
Back to what you were saying about support, go out to the clubs and just shut up. There was like 50 clubs when I was growing up. Now there's like 2 or 3, you know, and everybody like, there's nothing to do and won't go out. So either be a part of the movement or just shut your mouth.
Shut up. So another person I want to shout out, my bro, Back, happy birthday. He just celebrated his birthday. And also, he is the manager at Sean Kemp, the dispensary down there. So if you want to go down there and check him out, ask for Mac, he'll take care of you. But black guy in the industry that's working his way up. And he's definitely going to be someone you're going to see not just managing but owning one of those when they chain it out and franchise it. So shout out to Mac, man. Happy birthday, man. I'm proud of your growth and how you moving and mushing, man. We're going to keep going. You know what I'm talking
about? Also, shout out to, we're going to call him Black, CEO Black of Bag Clothing. He's having a pop-up with Soulmates. I can't think of the dates right now, but if you go to CE Black or Bag on his Instagram, you can see the dates. They're doing some giveaways. There's going to be some food there. Soulmates is, you know, been running, you know, been on Broadway, a hard place to remain for years, you know, and they've been up there running, selling shoes, clothing, and keeping the culture going in Seattle. So shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to everybody who keeps the movement and culture going. You know, it's kind of scarce these days, and everybody's so cliquish. So everybody who's, you know, making sure it's about everybody in the community, shout out to you guys.
It's rare to be from Seattle, so it's a rarity to be from here and still thrive here and push the culture. So hopefully you guys enjoy episode 10. I'm really
VI.
And this is Factorz TV.
See you next week.
See you guys next time, man.
Blue notes, that's a Mobby pass. More chops than karate class. I can hear the More shots than karate class. I can hear the blues when the shotty blast. The whole block blowing horns, that's that Jackson jazz.
I told you guys, man, we coming with it, man. We nonstop.